And then what are your reading habits?
Reading, I do mostly at night. That's when I read before I go to bed. My reading habits are that I usually have a huge stack of books, and every time I go to the library, I get too many books, and there's always something overdue, and that's just the way of it. And I consider it a donation to my library. I'm doing my job by keeping them a little late, but I read at night. And on weekends when I can, if I'm taking a child to a practice, I'll take a book and do as much as I can, or I'll be working there too. I think right now I'm reading, what am I reading? I have a memoir I'm reading. It's, what is it? Heartland. It's a memoir of working hard and being broke in the richest country on earth. I think so. So I got my nonfiction in. And then, let's see, a friend just recently handed me The Woman in Cabin 10, which is a thriller that came out a while ago. I'm reading, what else am I reading? Vera Hiranandani's The Night Diary, which recently won some awards. It's a very good book. I just finished The Bridge Home by your previous guest, and that was
Wonderful
good as
book.
well. But I like to read a mix. I just read Dragons in a Bag by Zetta Elliott, and that's kind of a younger middle grade book, but I like to try to have a variety. But yeah, what are you reading lately?
Let's see, what am I reading lately? I just finished The Usual Suspects by Maurice Broaddus, and right now I am reading Dr. Hill Squad and getting ready to chat with Daniel Jose Older.
Oh, I am so excited that you are reading that because I'm excited. The next one is coming out, and I love the first one. I actually just pitched it to. I was doing a kids need mentorship thing with a classroom this year, and I pitched that one. Yeah, I love that book. So I'm glad it's a series.
It's an absolutely wonderful story, and I can't wait to talk with the man himself and pick his brain about it. Yeah. And I just saw Maurice this weekend at MoCon, and so I got to tell him how much I really love The Usual Suspects. That one's coming out in 2 weeks. Okay. Mark it on your calendar. Esteemed audience, nobody wants to miss The Usual Suspects. And if you're wondering, are there at least a couple of sly references to the film The Usual Suspects? I can't say, but there might be.
Oh, I think you just did say.
I might have given that away a little bit. What was my next question for you? Something burning. Oh, I know what I need to ask you. Jessica Lawson.
Yes.
Have you ever seen a flying saucer, and do you believe in them?
I love that question. That's a great question.
I was wondering if it was a good question because we kept getting no's, but then, esteemed audience, if you listen to the previous episode with literary agent Alana Roth Parker, by God, we got a close encounter. Are we going to get another one? Jessica Lawson.
Not personally, but I know that there are people who have seen them, who believe that they've seen a UFO, and I believe that they saw one. And here, you know what? Let's go with the quote on the back of Waiting for Augusta. It says, "Some things are true whether other people believe you or not."
Beautiful.
So there's my answer on that. I think it would be arrogant to think that maybe we're the only intelligent beings in the whole entire universe. I don't know what kind of form that intelligent life would take. I think we probably, as humans, probably in our image, think that they would look a certain way, or but I don't know. I am open. I'm a writer. I have an imagination, and I would not be surprised, I'll tell you that, if I saw one.
Oh, I think they're out there. But even if I always say if somebody could definitively prove to me, but my grandmother saw one, my grandmother would not lie to me.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
But if someone could say to me, Rob, we've been able to prove this mathematically. There's absolutely no flying saucers, never have been. I wouldn't want them to tell me that because I like living in a world where that's absolutely possible.
Exactly. Yep. And what is it? Area 51? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, the Nevada test site.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty curious about that. Why don't you write a book about that?
I did. Area 51 is featured prominently in the Book of David. And there was a recent documentary, I can't remember the name of it, it's just come out, about Bob Lazar, who, of course, is the man responsible for outing Area 51. And it's amazing. It doesn't definitively prove anything, but they just add up all of the things he said were true back in, I believe it was the late 70s, early 80s when he came to prominence, that everyone said that can't be possible. And now all these years later, his story hasn't changed and those things have been borne out. So there you go. There's your evidence in your smoking gun.
Well, it's like one of my favorite shows, or my daughter's and my favorite shows, Finding Bigfoot. We haven't watched it for a while. She used to be obsessed with it. We would watch every episode. We just loved the I want to say characters, but they're not characters, they're real people. But we love them. And as they always said, like, you can't prove that it's not out there. Nobody's, you just can't. And there are different cultures and they go all over the world. And there are different cultures that have their own version of Bigfoot. And I say, why not? And I don't know if you've noticed, there's like a lot of Bigfoot action in Kidlit. Like in the last 4 or 5 years, have you noticed? There's like the littlest Bigfoot, Jennifer Weiner, and who is it? I think, does Ellen Potter? Someone else has a Bigfoot book out. And I think Lindsay Eager's latest had some reference to Bigfoot. I'm not sure, but I feel like it's all over the place.
I'm going to go ahead and plug a book that I hope to be thanked in the back of, and that's Laura Martin's upcoming Hoax for Hire. And that's got some Bigfoot, some all the cryptids, awesome. Some Loch Ness monsters, some flying saucers, all the good stuff. So look forward to that. I think that one comes out in August, and it is well worth reading.
Good. I totally believe in Nessie. There's something there, the Loch Ness monster. So.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
I always like to think that maybe somewhere there's a flying saucer, and piloting it is the Loch Ness monster and Bigfoot and Elvis. And they're drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon, and they're singing "Love Me Tender."
Oh, that is a sweet image. Oh.